Welcome, adventurers, to another deep dive into the rich lore of Gielinor. Today we unravel the complex and intriguing story of Kerapac, the Dragonkin who defied gods and delved into the darkest depths of magical experimentation. A figure of both immense power and profound strategy, Kerapac's journey is one of relentless pursuit and moral ambiguity. Kerapac the Dragonkin is a character defined by his ruthless intelligence and unyielding determination. Known for his blunt demeanour and absolute focus on his goals, he dismisses superstitions and moral considerations in favour of tangible results. His laboratory, littered with the remains of his gruesome experiments, reflects his immoral approach to achieving his ends. His interactions with others, whether Dragonkin or lesser races, are marked by indifference and a quick temper. Infamously, he once speared a student for a minor infraction, and his intense rage towards the mere mention of his rival Forsey is well documented. Kerapac's disdain extends even to his failed experiments, which he abandons without a second thought. Kerapac's story begins in the distant past. During the previous cycle of the universe, along with the other Dragonkin, he survived the Great Revision by hiding in the Abyss, later settling on Orthan, now known as Anachronia. As a young researcher, Kerapac was renowned for his intellect, and he quickly became a key figure in the Kindra Council under Zorgoth. Kerapac's initial major endeavour involved the Raksha, a powerful and dangerous creature. Seeing potential in the beast, Kerapac implemented security measures to keep it contained and began experimenting on it, extracting its unique traits. These experiments eventually led to the creation of the first dragons, combining various traits to birth a new breed of powerful creatures. Kerapac's quest to rid his kind of Jazz's curse led him to create life forms that could possibly inherit Dragonkin traits without the curse. His first significant creation was the Queen Black Dragon, derived from an egg infused with his lifeblood. Despite her intelligence and power, the Queen's offspring were weak and failed to meet Kerapac's expectations. In his relentless pursuit of success, Kerapac experimented with various methods, including the infusion of molten metals into dragon eggs, creating the first metal dragons. While some survived and proved stronger than most dragons, they were ultimately deemed failures due to their lack of intelligence and connection to the Dragonkin lineage. Over a century, Kerapac's dragon project was declared a failure, leading him to abandon it. However, he continued his experiments with Forsey, creating different metallic dragons, though their partnership eventually fell apart. Kerapac's ambition led him to more radical projects, including Project Phoenix, a cloning endeavour aimed at overcoming the Dragonkin's infertility. This project saw the creation of Senntisten, Kerapac's only surviving clone, whom he regarded with disdain. Kerapac's research extended to various forms of dragons and magical creatures. His laboratory in the wilderness became a hub for creating formidable dragons, including Astellan and Varaclith. His work often crossed moral boundaries, resulting in creatures suffering from his relentless experiments. Despite numerous failures, Kerapac's drive to free himself from Jazz's curse never wavered. He continued his research in a laboratory near Demonheim, dissecting creatures and experimenting with portal magic in his quest for a cure. During the Sixth Age, Kerapac's path intersected with the Ilujanka, specifically Hannibus. Capturing Hannibus and the World Guardian after a skirmish, Kerapac coerced their assistance in his research, revealing his unyielding belief that only through his methods could they find a cure. Kerapac's experiments on Strisath, a fellow Dragonkin driven mad by the curse, demonstrated his willingness to manipulate others for his ends. Despite temporarily calming Strisath's madness with the World Guardian's help, Kerapac's methods remained controversial and ruthless. Kerapac's story continues during the events of Hero's Welcome, where he confronts the aftermath of Tarshak's experiments. Arriving with his fellow Dactyl, Kerapac aims to gather samples from the Abomination for further study. A confrontation with the Necrocerts and a subsequent battle illustrate the ongoing conflict with the Dragonkin and Kerapac's relentless pursuit of knowledge. During the cataclysmic events of Sliske's Endgame, Kerapac, although not responsible for killing V, receives an invitation from Sliske to participate in his grand scheme. Recognizing that the Dactyl as more rational than the Necrocerts, Sliske's invitation was accepted by Kerapac, who brought along his son, Kelithax, and fellow Dactyl, Esken, Dorcas, and Skelikith. They attempted to sabotage Sliske's maze and confronted other gods, demonstrating their strength without resorting to killing. At the climax of the event, Kerapac used the mirror to channel energy from the heart of Gielinor to destroy the Stone of Jazz, freeing the Dragonkin from their ancient curse. This act elevated Kerapac to hero status among the Dragonkin. As Crannon's plans began to unfold during the Curse of the Blackstone, the World Guardian saw information on the Dragonkin at Demonheim, finding Hannibus in Kerapac's lab. Regardless of Hannibus's fate, Kerapac developed a serum to help the Ilujanka bear children. Attuning a portal to Mount Firewake on Kethsea, the World Guardian found Kerapac rallying his kin, claiming that despite their freedom from the curse, their struggle was not over. He recalled the horrors of the Dragonkin laboratory experiments and promised to aid the World Guardian when the time was right. During desperate times, Kerapac surfaced after Serene's failed attempts to peacefully appease the Elder Gods. He proposed putting the Elder Gods into a permanent sleep, a plan accepted by Serene's council. Kerapac enlisted the World Guardian, Karos, and Thok. At the Needle, he fought Gale, while the World Guardian redirected the Needle's power to Kerapac, imbuing him with power. Kerapac's true intention was to destroy Gielinor's anima, preventing the Elder Gods awakening, but sacrificing all life on Gielinor. Despite his son's objections, Kerapac proceeded, becoming bound to the Needle and betraying the group. After his scheme was revealed, he fled, with some seeing him as a tragic figure, others as a dangerous zealot. In desperate measures, a year later, the World Guardian, along with Thok, Karos, and Hannibus, set out to stop Kerapac. Kerapac's mastery of the Needle rendered him impervious to attacks, and he forewarned of Gielinor's inevitable doom. After a skirmish at the base camp, the World Guardian killed the Shadow Anima Generator Dragon, prompting Kerapac to appear. Activating the Eye of Jazz, Jazz reclaimed the Needle and conscripted Kerapac and the Nodon into his service. As the laboratory was destroyed, Kerapac escaped but was shunned by his kin for his disastrous actions. Following Effigy Incubator, Kerapac visited Visentithus, appearing fearful and resentful. Visentithus mocked him, confronting him about Project Phoenix. Kerapac's apathy and subsequent departure left Visentithus lamenting his father's disregard for life. During the city of Senntisten, the Elder God's eggs began to hatch, prompting a plan to move them. Jazz summoned Kerapac, forcing him to reclaim the eggs. Despite his initial defiance, Kerapac complied, releasing the Nodon and brainwashing them. He warned the World Guardian of the impending Elder Assault. In the Elder God Wars dungeon, Kerapac led an assault on the cathedral. Using siege engines, he besieged the cathedral, but was defeated by the World Guardian despite his empowered state. Jazz teleported him away before he could die, returning him to the battlefield later. During Extinction, Kerapac continuously rewound time to stifle the World Guardian's efforts. Ordered by Jazz to locate the eggs, Kerapac tracked the World Guardian across various realms. Defying Jazz at Sliske, he used the Needle to delay her advance, aiding the World Guardian. Kerapac attacked Jazz, allowing a Shadow Leviathan to drag her into Erebus. Kerapac was also pulled into Erebus, leaving an Echo behind. The Echo expressed no regrets, finally satisfied with his revenge. Hannibus implored him to reconcile with Visentithus, but both father and son remained unrepentant. Kerapac's Echo dissipated in silence, marking the end of this incredible saga. Kerapac's tale is a poignant reminder of the relentless pursuit of power and the sacrifices made in its name. His unwavering determination to free the Dragonkin from their curse, while noble in intent, led him down a path of moral ambiguity and isolation. Despite his intellect and formidable abilities, Kerapac's story is ultimately one of tragedy, marked by failed experiments, shattered relationships, and a final act of defiance that cost him everything. As we reflect on his journey, Kerapac stands as a complex figure, embodying both the heights of ambition and the depths of despair, forever etched into the lore of Gielinor as a testament to the perils of unyielding obsession.